How we doing, guys? So today's episode, as you've seen by the title, is a little bit different. We did an interview with John Immel. He's a friend and coworker of mine. I highly respect him. I learn a lot from him. We share a lot of valuable information with each other. His determination, his motivation, his story, his philosophy are all very, very good. And I wanted you guys to learn from somebody else's perspective other than mine. And one of the reasons that I think that he is so good is that he truly isn't afraid to tell you what he firmly believes to be true. He's not afraid to fluff, he doesn't fluff things. He's not afraid to speak his truth. And so I wanted to bring that to you guys. So enjoy. All right, guys, I have John with me today. It's gonna be my first YouTube kind of interview. We're kind of doing it a little bit podcast style. But hopefully I'll get John on here more, get some other people in here more, give you guys some advice from other professionals instead of just myself. So John is a physique bodybuilder. Gunning for your pro card this year, or
hopefully? Well, you never know, but realistic goals next year, 2021. Okay. Realistic goals. But of course, I would.
But it's still gonna be the same this competing season, though, right?
No, 2021. This competing season ends like November. Technically, the competing season ends the Olympia, so it'll be next season, which is September. So anything after that leads into the next season.
So he's a physique bodybuilder. He's also been in the military. So you did your 8 years?
I did almost 6 active, but total 8.
Okay. What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Army. And what was your MOS?
25 Bravo, which is an information technology specialist. I pretty much just worked on computers, fix anything. Okay. Been deployed twice, I believe? Twice. Afghanistan, both times.
So a military person myself. I was never fortunate enough to be deployed, but I definitely understand that lifestyle. He's also a trainer at Crunch Fitness. He's a trainer at the same location that I am. Been doing that. He's coming up on about 8 months now, right? Somewhere right around that. Time flies when you're training.
Yeah, August or September when I started.
And then one of the last bit of background information about him is he's currently going for his master's. Bachelor's. I thought it was your master's.
Not yet.
Not yet. But you plan on getting your master's?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Bachelor's in exercise science.
Bachelor's in exercise science. So if you go get your master's, what's your master's going to be in?
I don't even know. We'll see where this leads me.
Absolutely. So what got you into fitness?
What got me into fitness was I joined the military and I was terrible at push-ups. So I had to get better at push-ups because I had to take physical fitness tests, the Army physical fitness test, which my minimum when I joined the Army, I had to do 42 push-ups and I couldn't even hit 42 push-ups. So I felt like a little bitch. So I did push-ups every day for like 6 months. I did them like every hour, every day. So at work, I would every hour on the hour get down and do push-ups. And then when I hit that, I had to go on to my next goal, whatever my next goal was. I maxed out the push-ups, which was like 78. I ended up doing like 82 in my very next PT test. So from like 42 to 82, and then I had to set new goals. So I ended up getting to the weight room, and then it just became an addiction once I started, like, especially deadlifting. That was one of my favorite lifts. So started deadlifting and then just started seeing the progress. So I haven't been out of the weight room since. It's probably been like 8 or 9 years now. Very clearly became an addiction. For me, it was my run. I was always good at push-ups and sit-ups. I didn't have to push around very much weight. I was a little guy, but that damn run, at basic training, I was doing like the lazy man jog everywhere to try and like improve my leg, improve my leg endurance. But yeah, so I know for me getting into fitness, there was a lot of like insecurities and stuff. But yours was pretty much right as you were joining the military. Yeah. I mean, I grew up being a small guy, so eventually that was an insecurity. Like, small, you're in the military, so you're expected to be like in shape.
Oh yeah.
A bigger guy, so that would have eventually lead to that. But yeah, well, insecurities now, because when you get into bodybuilding, you always think that you're not good enough. You see the professional bodybuilders online, so you're always comparing yourself to them when they've been doing it for 15, 20 years. So
compare yourself to people that are
yeah,
2 weeks out from a competition.
You're comparing yourself. I compare myself to pros that are 2 weeks out from their competitions when I'm just getting started. So
Yep.
that's always going to be an insecurity. Like, I need to be leaner, I need to be bigger, I need to be more symmetrical, I need to have better flow. So yeah, that would be an insecurity, I guess.
So what do you want to do career-wise, long-term? What do you want to do?
Long-term career-wise, I want to be a strength and conditioning coach for a professional sports team, probably a football team. Well, that's what I would prefer because the variety of different athletes. So you get to train the big guys on the line, and then the more athletic guys for speed, agility, stuff like that for the star positions such as running back and defensive back, stuff like that.
So what team are you going to be a strength?
Patriots.
Patriots?
New England Patriots.
Move up there?
Yeah. Let's go. It's going to be snowing.
Hey, maybe with Brady coming down here, it'd be for Bucks for a little bit.
Hey, I might. Hey, if there's wherever there's an opportunity at first, that's where I'm going.
Absolutely. So the big topic of late. This, by the way, is also the first interview that I've done. So we're definitely gonna be doing this again. Probably some improvements along the way. But the big topic, thoughts on fitness right now in the coronavirus. I'll keep it general. We'll get more specific, but general right now.
Just stay active. It's hard because we're not burning as many calories as we would when we're lifting heavy, those big lifts. I would say try to stay active, and if you find yourself gaining that weight from not having those high activity levels, reduce your calories a little bit and try to get out more. Right now, we have the luxury of being able to get outside. I know they got like the stay-at-home order, but they say that we can still go outside in nature to exercise. So get outside, move, walk, run, whatever you got to do. Get your home workouts in. There's plenty of them on Instagram. You'll see them all over the place. Just stay active.
100% agree with that. I've adjusted my calories. I'm doing like rounds now instead of sets for fitness, and then taking breaks between the rounds. I know you're working out here in the garage. Most of my workouts have been inside, but anyway, I still do something. Maybe your short-term goals. I know for me, I'm focusing a lot more on weaknesses or isolation exercises versus those main deadlifts and squats and things like that. But
I miss my deadlifts.
Yeah, things we don't have 500 pounds laying around to start deadlifting and stuff right now. So we kind of hit on changing the nutrition. We're changing the training a little bit. But you're currently in a prep. So how does that change your prep?
So I have a coach, so he helps me out a lot. But I found myself reducing my calories because I'm not able to get that cardio in like I would, like incline walking on the treadmill, the steps. I used to be on the stairs 4 times a week for 20 minutes. I can't get that in now because the gym's closed. And then heavy lifting. Those heavy back days, heavy leg days would help me burn a ton of calories. And also, I gotta, since I don't have all these weights, I can't improve going into prep. So luckily, I'm still 18 weeks out, so I want to get at least 12 weeks in the gym before I step on stage. So we got another 6 weeks in before I need to make a decision at least. If I'm gonna go with that show on August 1st, or if I'm gonna push back until September. Because we got 2 shows coming in Tampa and St. Pete in September, so I can readjust if I need to.
Yeah, so that's good that you're pretty far out. That was already your current plan.
Yeah.
You haven't had to reschedule anything yet. What advice would you give to competitors, especially new competitors, that had a prep that are 2 weeks out from now that for sure been rescheduled?
I would recommend you slowly reverse diet. Pick a new show, a little farther out, slowly reverse diet, build a little bit of lean muscle, don't put on a lot of fat, and then just roll into that next show. Find out how much you need to cut down after, let's say 6 weeks of reverse dieting. Pick that show, determine how far it is out, and then determine how much reverse dieting you can do until you need to be back in the prep.
Absolutely. I know a lot of times for like the new competitors, you're stepping onto the stage you're getting that experience. That's what you're kind of going for a lot of times. And this kind of gives you that opportunity to put a little bit more of that muscle mass on, catch up to some of those people. Get a little more practice in. Keep practicing the posing. That's a huge thing, stage presence, confidence. I've never done it myself. John stepped on stage, but I know that's part of it, is getting those reps. From any sports career, as you know that when the lights are on, you act differently than when you're on that practice field. So getting a little bit more of that size put on for you.
If you're a first-time competitor and you do not have a coach, now would be the perfect time to get one. They can help you out picking a new show. They can help you out, how long you can reverse diet, how long you can prep into the next show. I would recommend a coach. I did my first show without a coach, and I came in way too small, didn't know how to pose, and I didn't know how to fill out the days coming up to the show. So picking that coach, having that second set of eyes, being able to help you out, because if it's your first show, you probably weren't ready anyways. Just to be honest, you probably weren't ready anyways. Having that second set of eyes to get you ready for that show is very important.
Even if you're not a competitor, you always see yourself differently than you are. So whether that's you see yourself smaller than what you are because you're comparing yourself to somebody else, that's the same thing, probably more like compounded. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Probably more compounded when you're a bodybuilder and you have that tiny bit of body fat on you, but you're always kind of comparing yourself, seeing yourself, looking at to the next person a lot of times. So you think you're bigger than you really are. You think you're smaller than you really are. Depending on, usually when you're cutting, you think you're bigger than what you really are. When you're bulking, you think you're smaller than what you really are. So yeah. So
and people look different online. It's all about proportions. So the big dudes online are probably shorter and they look bigger just because of their proportions. That's how bodybuilders get so successful. Good proportions, having a wide shoulders, small waist. Getting that second set of eyes is going to help you see what you need to work on.
absolutely,
What you need to build off of.
having that coach can definitely help. Do you do any bodybuilding coaching?
I do not right now, no.
Okay. Planning on
I'm not
getting
that
into
advanced.
that before?
We'll see how my education goes. Like, not my college education, because we don't really focus on bodybuilding, but personal self-development. See where I want to go from there. I'm still skimming the surface of coaching everyday lifestyle clients. So maybe if I'll get in deeper into prep, we'll see how my bodybuilding career goes, and then if I can help others.
Absolutely. And how long have you been, whether it's paid or not, how long have you been coaching people?
Oh, I've been training and coaching people for probably since my military days. I used to train soldiers, my own soldiers. So I would say about 5 years now.
So what's kind of like your training philosophy? I'll leave that kind of general for now, and I'll start picking into specific topics as we go along.
I prefer bodybuilding style workouts, but it's also specific to what your goals are. If your goals are to run a marathon, I'm not going to recommend bodybuilding style workouts for you. But the majority of people want to look good. They look good, they feel good. So bodybuilding style workouts, bodybuilding style splits are the best way to look better.
I agree. Is bodybuilding, you're going to keep your long-term results
Yes.
quite a while. If you stop running, you get an injury when you're a runner,
You're not going to be able to run fast.
then yeah, definitely you start reversing a lot harder. So so that's kind of your training style. As far as nutrition, do you have any nutrition philosophies?
The way my coach does it with me is just a meal plan. That's the easiest way I find for me, because it takes the guessing out of it, takes all the work out of it. I just have to eat. But for my clients, we like to do flexible dieting because people like to eat the foods that they like to eat. It also makes it more easier to adhere to. So eating whatever foods you like to eat inside your macros is going to help you lose weight and keep it off long term. So that's my nutrition philosophy.
Most of your clients are lifestyle clients, right?
Yeah, most of my clients are all lifestyle clients right now. Yes.
Yeah, so like you said,
Macro-based.
macro-based programming is going to allow you to eat more flexible, so the adherence to that's going to be a lot better. I get a lot of people that ask me, just write me a meal plan and do that. That seems easier
Weeks, yeah.
than it is. As a coach, that's easier for me to do, because it's harder for me to get you to learn what to eat when it's macros. But long term, you're not going to train with me for the next 60 years of your life. So with that is, I'm teaching you over the course of the next year how to change, how to go out on date night, how to enjoy that time with your spouse, how to, chicken starts to taste bad to you, you start to get used to that. So now we go to ground beef, now we go to something else. You still know how to track that to maintain, you still know how to fluctuate your calories depending on what it is. So a lot of times, I know for coaches, for me, it's like I'm getting somebody used to that fitness lifestyle.
Yeah.
And teaching them macros, so I'm repairing their metabolism.
Essentially, we're teaching them to go off on their own after a period of time. We want to get them to their goals and then teach them how to live this lifestyle on their own. Be able to do it on their own, not needing someone for the rest of their life. And a lot of those clients, some people are going to stay with you. They're going to be a lifer client, is what we call them.
some people are going to. They enjoy that time with you. They enjoy having that guidance, accountability, not necessarily thinking about fitness. They come into the gym, they go through the motions of what you tell them to do, and they enjoy that. But some people are going to be with you for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, and they're going to go off on their own. We need to educate you to be able to know what to do once you're off on your own. The importance of a program nutritionally and the exercise-based training style. So what are some short-term fitness goals for you?
Oh, well, I would hope this is a short term, is to be an IFBB pro. That's a short term. My short terms is usually 1 to 3 years, I would say. And so my short term goal would be become an IFBB pro, get my bachelor's in exercise science, and then start training athletes. I want to work with any kind of athletes right now, and then work my way up to professional football players. So,
are you planning on staying physique your whole body?
It's up to my coach. That is up to my coach, Mike. So I tried to talk to him about doing classic physique last year. He said I didn't have the size for it yet, which is true because my weight limit on stage for the national level is 207 pounds. My last time I was on stage, I was 170. So I have 37 pounds to put on before I hit that weight limit. There's going to be guys on that stage at 207 pounds. So to be competitive at that level, I'd have to get up, weigh a lot more. So right now, men's physique.
To give you guys a comparison, is when I ended my bulk, my goal was 107 pounds, or 170 pounds, not 107. 170 pounds was the end of my bulk. So I'm a little bit behind on as far as muscle mass wise. I'm a little bit behind John over here. But the end of my bulk was 170. That's what he was stepping on the stage at. So
the end of my bulk was 225. So I'm trying. Right now I'm at like 207. So I'm at the weight limit right now, but I need to be a lot leaner. I guess I'm at like probably 12-13% body fat. I need to be at like 4 or 5% body fat on stage.
Yeah.
So I got a lot to go.
So
we'll see.
So know you guys who are following me on Instagram and stuff like that. We'll get John's handle here at the end, but that's something to compare to. Is you guys have seen me shirtless, stuff like that. When I've been lean, that was coming in about 150 pounds. So that's a big thing to consider too. Long-term goals. What do you want to be fitness-wise there?
I want to be. I don't want to make a bold statement, but
make a big goals.
Big bold statement, Mr. Olympia men's physique.
Okay.
Right now, we'll see if I change the classic physique, but right now, bold statement, long-term fitness goal, Mr. Olympia men's physique.
So what do you think about the Olympia this year?
We'll see. Corona got it busted right now.
Corona busted it? Because that was the one that...
No, that was the Arnold that got
Arnold.
it. No, the Olympia's not till September, but still, we never know where this is going.
Yeah.
Right now, everything's up in the air. Fingers crossed that everything will be back on this summer.
Hopefully it's still on, but yeah, that could change.
That's still on. It's like middle of September, so the big thing is there's a lot of people that still need to. Hold on. There's a lot of people that still need to qualify for Mr. Olympia for there to even be a competition. I mean, I'm sure there's like 10 people already qualified, but they need more shows to be able to qualify. A lot of these IFBB Pro shows are being canceled, so I heard they're extending the qualification date farther until before the show. We'll see how many people actually get qualified. I think there was like 30 people who competed last year. We'll see where we're at this year and where the IFBB Pro events start opening up. We don't know.
This could get interesting. There's a lot of very educated, very, very good coaches that they're in a different ballgame with doing at-home workouts now and having to structure it around the specific equipment that's available to them. People financially being able to buy different equipment.
Pro bodybuilders definitely have somewhere to work out. Let me just tell you that. If you're a pro bodybuilder, you have a gym that you're working out right now. I don't want to hear it.
Definitely some speakeasy gyms going on probably right now.
Yeah.
And they're probably trying to stay off social media so that they aren't getting called out for that right now. So we definitely aren't doing that. Before anybody thinks we're sneaking into Crunch.
You see our workouts every day. I post my garage workouts every day.
John's on garage workouts. There's no reason that he'd be doing
I was at the park. They closed that yesterday. They closed the park yesterday.
So, coaching, have you kind of touched on any online training versus, because I know you're in-person training, you touched on any online coaching, anything like that? Do you prefer online coaching?
As a client, I do best for online. I don't need an in-person coach. I know how to work out and stuff like that. I need that second set of eyes so I can send pictures to him throughout the week. My coach is great. He does what I need him to do. He helps me out, especially when we get closer to a show. He'll be touching base with me every single day. So having that online coaching is good. I like to train clients. I like both because I like that in-person interaction, having those clients, being able to push them throughout the workouts, keeping them accountable, seeing them 2-3 times a week is a better way to keep them accountable. But if they're able to go off on their own, do their own workouts, keep themselves accountable, and just checking with me every week, online coaching would be the way to go.
Absolutely. Online coaching is interesting after you've been used to in-person coaching.
Yeah, it is a lot different.
It's like, what's my client doing?
It's like, yeah, like you got to creep on their social media and be like, oh, I see that cheat meal. You didn't tell me about that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Just so you can keep them accountable. And it's also like, if you don't know this person in person, like it's harder to put a face to a name and all this stuff to a name. So getting to know them better through online communication is a lot different experience. Like we can't just chat throughout the day when I'm training them in person.
Absolutely.
Know them better.
A lot of online coaches will have like 50, 60. There's been coaches that have had like, because their check-in process is more limited, they'll be having like 200 clients. Well, it's hard to know 200 clients, whereas when you know 20, 30 in-person clients, depending on how often they train with you, depends on your client load.
You know them like a friend.
So like it's almost like you're their counselor,
yeah.
You're their motivation, things like that. So I think that's nice in the fact that like you get that interaction, although it is, I know I'm an introvert, it can be kind of draining, kind of matching yourself to the energies of 8 different people throughout the day. But yeah, otherwise, is there anything else that you want to leave everybody with?
Yeah, right now I keep my in-person workload, well, crunch is closed, but when it's open, when the gym's open, I keep my workload to probably about 15 to 20 clients. I try to only train like a total of 15 hours a week right now while I'm in school, and that feels like a good workload for me. I get to know all my clients, I get to spend quality time with them and stuff like that. Online clients, you'll be able to take a lot more clients on because the interaction's a lot shorter. I'll be able to communicate with a lot more clients inside of 15 hours a week than I would be able to if I'm having them in person. As long as they can have good form on their workouts and be able to keep themselves accountable while eating, that's perfect. Online is perfect. I really like these interviews. I think we should do more of them, but we need to get a better setup.
Yeah, definitely get a better setup. Right now we're on a porch, can't smoke inside.
We're doing what we can with what we got, and we're going to make improvements for you guys.
You'll definitely see, on the next one, you're definitely going to see some significant improvements as my interview style gets down a little bit more. But also want to take a little bit of time to brag on John. John's one of the few successful college students who's also been a trainer. Crunch can provide you with leads through our kickoff program with new signups, but other than that, if you guys want to be an in-person trainer, it takes a lot of time to build up your clientele depending on where you're working for. There's some gyms that they do all the selling for you, so the payout, because they have to pay salesmen, the payout necessarily isn't in the benefit of the trainer. And Crunch can provide a little better payout for most people, but that comes down to you having to learn sales. You're kind of like a salesman who also happens to be a trainer.
Sales is like, I would say like 30%, it's probably like 60% of your job when you start out, but then it goes down to like 20 or 30%. Then you're like 70-80% training, which is what we like to do. So getting out of that sales, making the sales while you have to, is going to set you up for success in the long run.
Absolutely, and John fully did that is when he was, because you started when you were actually in your semester.
Yeah.
In a semester. So it wasn't like he started during Christmas or during summer when he had that time. He was walking into the gym 5:30, 6 o'clock a lot of times in the mornings and leaving at 10.
Class, yeah.
And if you guys want to be a successful trainer, that's a lot of the things that you're going to have to do. I slept at the gym because I sold somebody at 9:30 at night.
He's got videos of me sleeping at the gym.
He slept too. Had a 45-minute drive home, 45-minute drive back in the morning, and had to train that client at 5:30. So I had to program for them throughout the night as I was getting started. John's done a lot of that stuff too. Now for me, I started out full-time, so I could be at the gym 16 hours a day, go home, get a little bit of sleep, and go right back to the gym early in the morning. John didn't have that luxury. He had to leave for a class schedule, and we haven't seen a lot of success out of that. So understand that gaining your clientele, you're going to have to grind. You're going to have to put a lot of that time into sales and learning how to sell somebody. And then
Client retention.
learning, you continually sell that person, as he said, client retention. He's talking about you're selling that person every single session that you have, between sessions, giving them good customer service. That's how you retain clients, so that you don't have to go back to 80% sales, 20% training. You can stay at that 70-30, 80-20 balance, and do all that too. So just so you guys can connect with John as well in the future, what different platforms are you on?
Right now, I mainly use Instagram. That's my most important social media right now.
And your Instagram handle?
Is at official JD Fit. Don't put JC, put JD. Official JD Fit.
There's somebody else on your Instagram that's been pretty close to that too, isn't it?
People copy me. Keep an eye out.
Also, official. Tell them why you created the account official JD
I've had
Fit.
6 other Instagrams get deleted because people use my pictures to catfish other people. So I put, first when I started this Instagram, it was the fake JD Fit to make fun of it, but I got my following back up a little bit, so I changed it to the official JD Fit.
I think he's on his, we need to find out a way to get, if any one of you guys
can help me get it back, let me know.
Can help him either get his original one back or knows anybody at Instagram.
Get a check.
Help John be the person with the fewest followers ever get a blue check mark. Not fewest followers like in general, but the person who's received a blue check mark with the fewest followers ever, so that he doesn't get
I'm official
anymore. But that's his Instagram. You guys can connect with him on there. He provides a lot of motivation, a lot of education on there too.
A lot of squat PRs.
A lot of squat PRs, deadlift PRs. Like he said, his favorite lift is.
And you'll see me prep through a show. So a lot of people like that content, seeing that whole prep. I'm 18 weeks out as of yesterday, so you'll see that whole process.
Definitely. You're going to get a lot of different, you're still going to get the fitness side from him. You're going to get him having fun on his story and stuff like that. But
posting all my clients and stuff.
Absolutely. His client shout outs and all the success they have had. So if you're looking for an awesome online or in-person trainer, I highly recommend John. But he's also going to give you that prep style versus mine's a lot of lifestyle. Now he's going to give out a lot of the same info and a lot of similar info for me, but you're going to see that prep life go through on his side of things, whereas I don't prep, I don't do anything bodybuilding style, so mine's a lot more lifestyle based. But yeah.
He's more macro based too. I eat the same boring foods every day, so you'll see that.
You'll see mine change. You see a few more Oreos on my stories than his. But definitely, yeah, make sure you guys are following him. I know he's bounced around the idea of YouTube too.
Yes, I have. We'll see. I have one, I just didn't post anything yet.
Yep, so hopefully there'll be stuff coming out on his YouTube as well, but Instagram, he puts out a lot of info. He posts usually at least once a day, so he's giving out a lot of awesome info. So if you guys do get, I don't know, see, this is where the interviews are going to get better in the future. But we look forward to seeing making more of these, interviewing more people, and hopefully I can bring more people on for you guys to help learn from on their philosophies. He trains a different way than I do, things like that too. So hopefully we'll continue to educate you guys to do more of these interviews. So see you guys soon.
And hit us up. Leave any comments if you want to see anything else.
Yeah, if you want to have John on here again, comment down below. Comment any questions that you guys have for John down below too. I'll shoot him his way and make sure he gets those answered for you. So see you guys soon.